Hey everybody, this is Lydia D Beauty, and I'm going to be redoing actually a palette. It was supposed to be on for my palette week, but my computer decided to just, well, I'm going to post it today anyways, but I don't have a Freaky Friday today. I'm just going to do palette week, and then I'm going to, I'm going to see about doing 2 Halloween looks, maybe like an option A and option B, something like that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. So I wanted to show you guys a palette that I got for my birthday, and that's why I was sharing palette week, because it was all birthday gifts. So what I got for my birthday for my husband is this. It's the Light of the Party by Tarte. This didn't get very good reviews, and for me, I like getting makeup palettes rather than like expensive foundation. I don't know why. I just feel like you get more bang for your buck with a palette. It's just me. So this palette kind of got mixed reviews, and I'm sorry if it looks like I'm wearing like a nappy sweatshirt. It's not a nappy sweatshirt at all. It's just my what up. I don't know if you can see it. It's a Chihuahua. I have Chihuahuas for pets, so that's why I like this shirt. It's cozy, and it's a cold day today, and it's finally feeling like fall in Colorado, so I'm going to take advantage of it and be cozy today. So anyways, the Tarte High Performance Naturals is what it is. It's a Light of the Party palette. The box is really pretty. It's really nice. This is something I normally don't go for. I go for bolds. I go for crazy things. And yeah, this palette just spoke to me for some reason, even though a lot of people are just like, it's not the best palette in the world. It's got no pigmentation. And I'll have to tell you that it does have pigmentation if you're willing to work with it. That's all I gotta say. So let me show you the packaging, and then I will get into the swatches, and then I will get into my overall thoughts, and then maybe some tips on how to make a palette that you absolutely love the color selection in, but you don't feel like the pigmentation is up to par. Like, I can show you some tips on how to make your eyeshadow a little bit more pigmented than it is by itself, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's get started. So this is the outside of the package. It's a sequin looking clutch. A lot of people complain that it was bulky, and I do have to admit it is a bulky palette, but at the same time, I think this is really cute when like you're going to a party and you want to bring your whole eyeshadow kit. That's the type of person I am. I would bring my whole eyeshadow arsenal with me. So anyways, it's a zipper palette, so it opens up, and bear in mind I have used it quite a bit, so this is going to be an honest review. So what you're getting is a mini palette right here. You take this out, sorry about the mirror if I'm blinding you, take it out, and it has a mini little like it's got 6 shadows, a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter. I'm not wearing those today, but I am wearing some shadows today from the Tarte palette. And it comes with a brush and a mascara, and also comes with all these shades. Now, if you see some dents in it, I accidentally dropped my camera on top of this Tartini color, so yeah, it's a little dented. And then this one, I don't know why this palette decided to scrape it, so but they are salvageable. All you have to do is just pack it and it fixes, and it's fine. The more you use it, I find the more pigmentation comes out. That makes sense. I know sometimes you have to kind of break them in order for it to show that it's more pigmented. So yeah, this is the package. This is retailed at $58, which I find is a good value because it's over $300 worth of product inside, is what they say. But this is a good value. It's one of probably the best values. That's why I picked it up with my gift card from my husband, because I felt like this was more for my money rather than a $30 lipstick. You know what I mean? I'm very picky at Sephora, so I only like getting eyeshadow palettes, and I really don't get a whole lot of lipsticks unless they're liquid lipsticks from Kat Von D. That's pretty much all I get is Kat Von D over there. So anyways, this is the palette, and I'm a little sketchy sketchy on it because I'm not used to neutrals, but I really want to try it. Like, I want a new look. And I felt like this look that I created today is real soft, really feminine, and it's not me, but it's more of a grown-up me. So I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So let's get into the swatches. And one note, excuse the oil slick on my face. I'm reviewing a foundation, so I'm trying not to powder, and I look like an oily mess right now, and it hasn't been that long. Anyways, you'll see that video later on. So let's start off with the small palette. The small palette is the one with 6 shadows, the blush, and the bronzer. So let's get into that. So the first one I'm going to swatch is Popcorn Strand. This one isn't my favorite because you can barely see it. I don't know if you can see that. Then it's wrapped up, and some of these are chalky. So this first shade you can barely see on my arm. This is Popcorn Strand. It is a matte cream shade, not very pigmented. This next shade is Wrapped Up, and it's a pinky beige shade, so it's a matte. This is actually really nice for the brow bone if you're doing like a purple look. Okay, so this shade right here is Dancer and Prancer. You can barely see it on my skin, but it's a like satiny taupe shade. Real pretty and nice and pigmented. This shade right here is called Shining Star, and it's a light copper shade. It's got a metallic, shimmery sparkle to it, and it's really pretty. It's very pigmented. So this next shade is called You'll Be Surprised, and it is a matte cocoa chocolate brown, really pigmented, super beautiful. This last shade in the palette is Mulberry and Bright, and it's a beautiful like brownish Merlot color. It's really nice. It's kind of not totally matte. It's got little flecks of shimmer in it, but it's pretty much a matte shade, and it's really pretty on the outer corner as well. Alright, so these are the face products in the palette. The first one on the top is the highlighter, which is Pink Champagne. It's a gorgeous, like, pinky, silvery highlight shade. The next one in the middle is Social Butterfly, and that is the bronzer. It's really pigmented and nice and soft, very blendable. And then the last shade at the bottom is Amazed, and that is the blush, and it's kind of a lighter pink for me, and I'm sorry that the lighting changed. There's clouds hovering overhead, but this is a really pretty blush. Sorry if you've noticed my shirt changed. I took off my sweatshirt because it kind of got hot in here. But this palette is really nice, and I used all the eyeshadows on my eyes from this little collection here. I did use, and I want to show you how I used the Popcorn Strand because that's not as pigmented. But if you just pop it up here, do you see how it kind of creates that subtle highlight? It's got some fallout to it, but it's a nice subtle highlight. If you don't want an intense brow bone highlight, it's really nice. So, yeah, I really like this. It's kind of like a brownish type of purple look almost because of that Mulberry and Bright shade. So it's really nice, and you can create a look from this palette, and this is very travel friendly. So let's get into the bigger palette. So I did the entire row, and this is the top row. As you can see, they're all light shades. So the top one right here is Sugar Cookie, and it's not as pigmented as I thought it would be, but it's really nice. It's like a neutral cream matte shade. The next one below it is In a Flurry, and it's kind of like a shimmery creamy white shade, but it's not as pigmented as I thought it would be. The next shade is called Fizz the Season, and that is a beautiful like shimmery champagne color. And then the next one below is also a cream shade that's similar to Sugar Cookie, so I don't see how it's necessary in this palette, but it's a matte shade. It's called It's Snow Time. And then you have this bottom beautiful pigmented shade. It's like a yellowish cream, and it's called Eggnog. And then the last shade down here is like a very pale pink. What a Wonderful Pearl. It looks pink to me, but it's more of a beige. So yeah, these are the top row, and they're all like highlight type shades. So this is the next row down. Let's start from the top. This shimmery, beautiful bronze shade is called Miracle of Light. This is my favorite for all over the lid. It's very metallic, super shimmery, really pretty. The next one down is called Rum Pum Plum, and it's a beautiful mauve matte shade. And then this one below is called Tartini. This one is more of a taupe shade, but it's a matte, and it's wonderful for transition shades. Like you can use the Rum Pum Plum for a purple eyeshadow look, and then the Tartini for like a brown shadow look for the transition shade. And then this shade right here is a gorgeous, like very chunky, glittery gold shade. It's called Baby It's Gold Outside. So it's real pretty, and I used it on the inner corners today. And then this last shade, or these last two shades, one of them you can't see, barely see. I'm going to try and bring in closer. It's very, very faint. It's called Peach on Earth, and that is a beautiful, like a camel type color. I'm trying to describe it. It's like a very warm tan shade and it's beautiful for a warmed transition shade. I cannot talk. And then the last shade, it's a little bit chalky. It's a cool tone shade, and it's called Come What Gray. So these two are also transition shades. So the second row has a lot of like shimmers and transitional shades. So this is the second row. Alright, so this is the second to last row. This has a lot of metallics in it. The first one is called Under the Mistletoe. So it's like a bronzy, cool tone brown, shimmery metallic shade. And then the shade below is called Ring-a-Ling, and it's a beautiful mauvey grayish shade, and it's a metallic as well. And then this shade below is called Fireside Chat, and it's like a reddish brown shade, and it's also metallic. This shade below it is actually a matte. It's called Party Favored, and it's a real pretty, like, cool grayish brown shade. And then the next shade below, I'm sorry that my camera went blurry at the end. The next shade below is called Gingerbread Mansion, and that is like a beautiful, like purplish brown metallic shade. And then the last one is a beautiful metallic shade. It's called Chrome for the Holidays, and it's a metallic grayish taupe. So this is the second to last row of the palette. So this is the last row, and they're all mattes and very dark colors. So this first shade right here on top is called Sleigh Watch, and it is a matte cool brown. The next shade below it is called Mulled Wine, and it is a beautiful like purple berry matte shade. The next shade below is called Cocoa What Fun, and it is a beautiful warm chocolate matte brown shade. The next shade below it is unfortunately a doozy. I do not like this shade. It is called Black Velvet, and as you can see, very patchy and not pigmented at all. It's supposed to be a matte black. Doesn't show that way. The shade below is Hot Chocolate, and it's kind of like a neutral brown, but it actually shows up a little bit less warmer than Cocoa What Fun, but it's also a dark matte brown. And then the last shade is probably my favorite. It's very pigmented, and it's called Midnight Kiss, and it's a midnight navy shade. So this is the last row, and they're all matte dark shades. Also, on the next two shades, they get darker. The next two rows, I mean. You've got these beautiful, like, almost like lid and outer corner color if you don't want a dark shade in your outer corner. So you've got these. This is my favorite. Ring-a-Ling is my favorite because it's beautiful, like, mauvey, grayish brown shade or taupe shade. And it's really pretty and really pigmented and perfect for the lid right here. And then you've got these shades that are real darker, and they're nice for subtle outer corner color. This one is also can work as a transitional shade if you want a darker tone. So I feel like you can build an eye look with this entire palette because it's got your fundamentals. And these two are really pretty as well. And then your last row, you've got dark shades. The only shade I hate in the dark section is Black Velvet. I have a lot of matte blacks, so I'm not at a total, like, you know, loss for it, but it's like, it doesn't show up at all, and it's really stiff. It shows up on my finger, but when you swatch it, it's not very good and not very pigmented. It's very stiff, hard, and chalky. Not very good at all. And these ones are really nice. I love Cocoa Wet Fun. It's a beautiful, creamy matte brown shade. It's beautiful. And then Midnight Kiss, at first, when you first swatch it, it's kind of stiff, and it feels stiff still. It feels like really dry, but it's pretty pigmented. So I love how pigmented Midnight Kiss is. I have navy matte shades, but they're not, I mean, I'm always game for those because I love blues. So anyways, this is a good palette for your fundamentals. Like if you're beginning in makeup, you have everything you need for an everyday neutral look. So as far as the extras go, you've got this beautiful kind of like fluffy brush. It's kind of flat, but it does blend really well into the crease. And then this is great for your outer corner to pack it on and also blend a little into your crease. And also smoking out the lower lash line. So this brush is really high quality. I've used it, and it's really nice to create a look. And then you've got your mascara. I have not used this yet. I kind of want to do a first impressions on this. And this is the Lights Camera Lashes mascara from Tarte, and it's really interesting. I hear good things about it, so we'll see how it goes and how I will like it. So yes, let's get into some tips on showing you about the misses in this palette, making them better. Alright, so I've got a few eyeshadow bases I want to show you. I've got these are stick shadow bases. Most of them are Rimmel. This one is Jordana. I'm going to show you how to make the black work, even though like the rest of the palette I love, but the black I hate. So I'm going to make it work. So we're going to use this Jordana 12-hour eyeshadow stick crayon in, what's it called? Stay on Black. This lasts a long time, so I just put it on my hand and I just blended it with my finger as per usual when I do smoky eyes. Then I'm going to take, I'm trying to find a flat paddle brush here. I'm going to take Black Velvet, so I've got Black Velvet, and I'm just going to pack it really slowly onto the swatch. And you can see that it does work. Like if you're just, it doesn't go too black, and I'll show you what I mean too black, because I have another black that's like really black, and you know, sometimes I don't want a stark black smoky eye. I kind of want something subtle, I guess you can say. Let me get that out. Okay, so the blackest black that I do own is from the Smoked palette from Urban Decay, and that is Blackout. It's really black. So I'm going to get the paddle brush that I use, and I'm going to pack it on that other swatch that I created. And you see the difference between the two. This is a lot lighter, more subtle, and this is dark black. So if you want a subtle black smoky eye, this shade would work. So that way you can make it work even though the pigmentation is horrible by itself. You can bump it up with an eyeshadow base or like an eye cream pencil crayon or whatever it's called. I can't even talk to. So yeah, using a cream base helps these shadows adhere a lot better and last a lot longer. So let me show you how a gold could work. So I'm going to take this shade right here. This is Gold Digger from Rimmel London. This is, got a hair on it. This is the Scandalized eyeshadow crayons, and I'm going to show you how to make that gold really pop. So I've got this beautiful gold base, and then I'm going to take, and I'm going to get a new brush here. I'm going to take Baby It's Gold Outside, and I'm going to pack it on. Now this is more of a, like an orangey gold, and Baby It's Gold Outside is more of a true gold. So there you go. It's got a really nice shine to it. It's very glittery, so you can pack it on with your finger, and that would probably be a little bit better than a brush. So yeah, you can enhance Baby It's Gold Outside as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you like this type of video. I'm not going to be getting palettes a lot though, just FYI, I don't make money off of YouTube. So I really want to bring you guys some variety in palettes so that you can choose which one you like for the holidays. So thank you for watching again. I'm going to stop talking. I haven't filmed in a while, so I've been like wanting to talk. So anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Please like and subscribe. And yeah, bye.